Behind me is a place that I've been wanting to go to for years. It is known as the Czech Ghost Church. It supposedly opens at 1 p.m. It's 12:40 right now, so got a bit of waiting to do. But what's inside, if it does actually open at 1 and we can actually get inside, is a real treat. Something I've been wanting to see for years. But every time I've come to Czech Republic, I've always been on a bicycle, and not a very good bicycle that's meant to ride distance. And it's always been a 150 plus mile detour, so we'll see what happens if we can get inside. But pretty stoked. In the Czech village of Lukova lies a church that has been abandoned for nearly 40 years. Various tragedies, combined with the belief that the church was haunted by malicious spirits, made the church slowly fall into disrepair. That is, until it was saved by ghosts. Construction of the church began in 1352. The church was subjected to an unusual number of fires over the years, and was partially rebuilt and fixed many times. The final nail in the proverbial coffin took place in 1968, and this caused the congregation to flee indefinitely. During a funeral, a large section of the roof collapsed into the church. From that point forward, the congregation, who was already suspicious of demonic activity, was convinced that the church was haunted and refused to enter. They held mass outside rather than set foot inside the corrupted church. While Czechoslovakia was under Soviet occupation, this wasn't really much of a concern, as the Soviet puppet government was not keen on religion being practiced in occupied lands. Post the collapse of the Soviet Union, however, this little church had a rather rough go. On top of the increasing decay, everything that was possible to move was stolen, including paintings, religious items, statues, even the clock in the tower. They took the bell, the church's bell. The rest became victims of vandalism, as most abandoned buildings eventually do. Considering how small and remote the town of Lukova is, support from the village was limited, and outside support was next to impossible. Eventually, enough people decided that this church was a monument to Czech heritage and that it was worth saving. However, talking and well wishes is one thing, funding a massive construction project is another. A man named Jakub Hadrava was a sculpture student at the University of West Bohemia, and he had a brilliant idea. He sculpted ghosts to inhabit the abandoned church. He used fellow students as models, wrapping them in plastic and raincoats, and slowly but surely, the 30 ghosts came to occupy the pews of the small church. This created two things. One was a very creepy ambiance in the church, and the second was international attention to this small church in Lukova. According to Atlas Obscura, there was more to these statues than drawing tourism. Jakub Hadrava also wanted to create a monument for the difficult history of the area. Lukova, once called Lukowa, was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire and became part of Czechoslovakia after World War I. In 1938, the Nazis annexed this area of Germany and declared every German-speaking inhabitant German, which led to the expulsion of all German-speaking citizens from Czechoslovakia. The mixture of Czech and German people in this area was very evident when I was looking at the headstones. Some of them had clearly German names, while others had very Czech names. It was being on the border of two different cultures, you could clearly see the mixing that was going on. Jakub's plan worked exceptionally well. Word about the ghost church got around and made it into the international press. Ever since, people have come to the haunted church of Lukova. The church doesn't charge an entry fee, but they do have a donation bucket for repair fees for the church. I put in 1,000 CZK myself, which is about $43, as these donations make it possible to fix the roof and secure the sturdiness of the structure. The people of Lukova have likewise embraced their haunted church. Although I was really surprised that there wasn't a small little bar that opens up around the same time as the church, they'd make a killing. I was dying for a beer. A lot of these are German graves. All the writing's in German, the names are German. Let's see, here's this one right here. So that's clearly a German grave, and she died in 1938. So this was a predominantly German area for the majority of history. All in all, Jakob's plan to make the ghosts in the church was a roaring success. It got international press. People started actually coming here to see this, coming to visit it, coming to see the ghost church with all of its hauntings, and it's kind of creepy in there. It looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. And through all that, on the donations that people have left, they've managed to do the repairs to the outside. They've done repairs to the inside. They fixed the roof. Roof looks awesome, by the way. And the locals are no longer afraid of the church. They no longer hold mass outside. They hold mass inside, where you can take a seat in a pew next to one of the ghosts. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Absolutely had a blast making it. I've been wanting to come here for years, and I finally got to do it. I'm so stoked. So I really hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you guys next time.